Good evening. Hello, hello. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Angie with Learn Love Tarot. And here on this channel, I teach many lessons on how to read your birth chart and how to navigate meteorological weather, so to speak, by understanding what transits are in place, what's happening in the sky, and how that does indeed affect our energy is helpful to us as we navigate, especially during eclipse season. So we just had yesterday the lunar eclipse in Libra, which was also activating that south node of past life karma and karma this life. And that is in opposition to North Node in Aries, where we're meant to look for areas of leadership of how we can be autonomous within committed partnerships of all kinds. Okay, so that's what we're looking at there. Now, I did want to talk about the themes of a lunar eclipse in Libra, which are all going to be about themes of release, especially being tied to that south node in Libra. And I also saw something interesting that Venus at 4:30 before this reading was at a numerology wise anyway, was at 18 degrees 29. And when you do the numerology of that, it turns out to be 9/11. So 18 degrees would be 9. 1 plus 8 is 9. You get my drift. So that was a 9/11. And also Chiron, also periodically in Aries right now, and 18 degrees 38 is also a 9/11. So I wanted to read that 9/11 angel number toward the end of the reading. And then I also wanted to look at the number 808. So I have mentioned that before in a reading, because I always say in my brain, 808 Beachfront Avenue. 808 or 818 Beachfront Avenue, both of those. So at 8:08 tonight, Eastern Standard Time, the moon is going void, of course. And that is kind of similar to a retrograde, a Mercury in retrograde, where we would have to resend, redistribute, redo, right? Recall anything that we put into action. So from 8:08 tonight, right when the moon is on the opposite side of Mercury and Aries, so another opposition there, not just north and south node, we've got the moon of our emotions and our feelings in opposition with, right, opposing that Mercury and Aries, which Mercury is all about the planet of communication. Okay, I knew I should look. I felt there on the bottom because I was noticing that Venus, which is the planet of love and beauty, is at that 9/11 with Chiron. Yeah, that's an interesting little coinky dink there. I also did have, let me make sure I'm getting cards I want here. I also did have a little bit of a scrying session before the reading as I meditated, and I saw a person at the bottom of a mountain. And then there was a big, obviously mountain, but it's more like a big, huge, huge hill because the person on the other side was obstructed. The hills are alive with the sound of music kind of thing. So music might be a commonality here. I also saw a white dog, which is usually my symbol for my grandma Eversoul helping me with the readings, whether I'm doing them for myself or someone else. But if you have a white dog, then that could be a signal for you. And then I saw a house with a white picket fence, and there was someone walking in the gate. And I wrote down walking through the gate after a long time away. And lastly, not lastly, thirdly, there was a person standing in front of a great curly wave, and it was an overwhelming feeling. I wrote standing to face the wave that you know is coming. Like facing something head on. So maybe that's whatever we need to release, and we'll look at that. And lastly, I thought it was a dolphin, and then I was like, okay, is that a penguin? Which are both lovers themed there because they do mate for life. And then it like I think they're called, someone put it in the comments if you know, but it's the ones with the big, long, pointy nose. Is that a kingfish or something like that? So we'll see if our kings come out and give us some extra information there. Now, a couple days ago, we did have Mars, the planet of war and action. Okay, that is Aries' home planet that rules the sign of Aries, but it enters Pisces where it's not so comfortable. And when that happens, it's literally like the embodiment of our sexual and spiritual needs unifying as one. It's challenging again because we have a fiery planet, right? Planet of war and action and leadership sitting in Pisces, which is, anti-war. So that's an interesting, duality there. And Mars finds it very confusing to move through Pisces as it does that. And that, let's see, it does not like uncertainty. Mars loves certainty. So you may feel like the actions that you are to take are uncertain. However, I did see that wave. So, and it was like you knew it was coming. That was at 7:47 p.m. on the 22nd of March, which boils down to a 7-Eleven, which is a Salt and Pepper song. So it's included in there. What a man. Okay, so maybe that's why we got the kingfish. Let's see what's going on here. Great angels and guides, ancestors of the highest white light, known and unknown, who love me unconditionally. Thank you, Grandma and Grandpa Harmon. Thank you, Aunt Janice, for your aid today. Thank you, California Janice. Thank you, Angie Z. Miss you very much, Nathan. Thank you to the Brads. Thank you to Todd and Ray. And see my face, they always make me smile. Friends from school. And I do call on their help for some messages at times. Okay, so let's see, where's this going here? Give me cards for the recent past, present, and future, and then a farther out future. I want to try to divine out until the new moon eclipse, which is coming up here at the end of the month. There's our first card, move forward. So if that's already been activated, there you go. Emotions there are at the bottom of the deck. Move forward with telling someone how you feel about them. If you've been avoiding that, maybe you're standing to face that wave of emotions that you haven't really wanted to look at before. Okay, current energy, please. Thank you, Spirit. Free spirit. So that emotional energy, this moving forward, could mean that you are detaching from something or someone. That could be a job or a person. It could be a way of being. We are looking at themes of release because that lunar eclipse in Libra was lining up there with the South Node. So move forward. What are we releasing here? Let's look at in the near future. What is the energy of the near future? You're freeing your spirit because you've moved forward, because you've told someone how you felt. Thank you. Wow. Card 25 of patience. So far, if you're into numbers or any of them are a sign for you, we are looking at 23, move forward, 13, free spirit, and 25, patience. So we've got a 5, 4, and a 7. I feel like I saw a 5. Well, but this is 7:47, but in yoga yesterday, I have people think of we're looking and learning how to tap into our intuition. This patience for a new chapter here. Okay, so we've got move forward, free spirit, and patience. I'm going to keep that at the bottom of the deck here. This is environmental energy, and it's where we're moving forward into that new chapter. I've definitely been seeing this portal energy for a while, and I did do a reading on that before. So we've got another number in the 20s. The number 24 is a 6. So move forward is change. 23, that's a 5 of change. Free spirit is restabilizing us because that 13 is 1 plus 3 is 4. That is the 4 corners rather than a triangle of stabilization. We now have 4 corners that walls can be built from, and it is going to require patience there. 25 number, which will be number 7, which is angelic help. And then we've got a new chapter here. Number 24, which is a 6 of, that's why they said to keep it, of the lovers. Okay, 6 and 6. That means our reading's ready to go, apparently. So let's do it. All right, our reading's on the flip here. For our listeners, angels and guides, whenever they hear this message, who this first card is going to represent, you, the listener, or the querent. Wow. Starting strong there a little bit, are we? The sun energy, 19. That's a number 1 of leadership energy there. And there is a woman in a ivory, maybe like 1930s style cut wedding dress, and there is a man in the sun. You don't normally see other people in the card of the sun. Okay, so there's this move forward card there. Okay, and what is the present situation this free spirit is talking about? 4 of Pentacles. So that's literally anti-free spirit. 4 of Pentacles is holding on, holding back. So interesting that this is a 4. The free spirit is a 4 card as well because it's a 13. Now, this is lining up for me here under the 3rd quarter moon. Currently, we are still in that full moon energy, so this will be upcoming. There is a very, very dry tree of life on one side being weighed and being equivalent to a book of knowledge. There's also a mask on top of that knowledge. So that's interesting. Let's see where this is going to go. 4 of Pentacles, it's like weighing up a decision, and look how her arms are outstretched here. And in a lot of cards, that's that Libra energy of holding the scales or one scale in each hand. There's some fire energy there. 2, 3, 4 of Pentacles would be cardinal earth, which would be Capricorn energy. So the situation could involve a Capricorn. Whenever the moon is in a 3rd quarter position, it's asking us to make adjustments. It's either stick with the old plans or make a new one. We may or may not want to let go, but we need to. Okay. And she is definitely letting go here. So this is a situation currently that is making you happy. Okay. You're moving forward in something that will make you happy, whether that is a job, a romance, or some kind of project. Okay, I'm going to go with romance here since we've got the lovers and the environmental energy. Let's look at what the opportunity is for here that may require some patience. And that is in the time when the moon would be waning, where we can end bad habits and relationships, where we can let go and move on. That's interesting here that this is the opportunity. So you've already set this in motion. Okay, so patience because there's a 10 of swords involved in here. So the 10 of swords is always feeling like an ominous card. However, remember that in numerology, 10 doesn't exist. So because 1 plus 0 is a 1. So this will be resetting to an ace of swords here. This is an opportunity to face some kind of truth or actually see the truth after some kind of a betrayal here. And also really interesting, these cards are both really lacking color, especially in comparison to the other cards. So we've got a lot of grays and whites. There's a gray background. She's again in this white dress, which is bookending the sun. So maybe something that you are currently feeling happy in right now. Either you or another person is holding back. What are we holding back? We'll find that out. And then in the opportunity with patience is, I got it, being patient with our healing, because we are looking at themes of healing and release. So we are about to release this pain because of some kind of truth that is impending by this new start energy, where a new moon in Aries is coming here. Now, also interesting, I just read an article about new moons. Actually, it's in a book, the Moonology book. And the new moon in Aries is actually a time for Gemini. So if you're in Gemini, either rising or sun sign, a new start is coming. If your Venus is in Aries, you could have a new start coming there. Also, just in general for Geminis, this is time for you to wish big. This is the time to do it. Okay. All right. So it might require something completely ending before you can move forward completely into that new chapter of truth. What in the recent past was blocking, what in the recent past brought you to the sun energy? A Nine of Swords. Okay, so that's progression then. So whereas before this was rumination, getting up in our head, there's this person or this burden laying across their lap. And this is kind of representative of a prison of our own mind. This eclipse is in an air sign. So that would be mutable air, which would be Gemini. So in the past, you could be a Gemini, or this could be a Gemini on your lap that's like they're scratching down these prison walls. But what they don't see is this big hole here in the middle is actually a map of how to get out. And since this was in the recent past and this is the opportunity, this is progression. Okay, so what's making you happy could very well be this ending. What is this whole entire read about? A page of pentacles. So pages are messengers. They bring news. These are also young people. She is holding on to a skeleton of a bird, and then there's a skeletal snake winding up through her body. So that would be past healing. So a message of healing could be coming your way from something regarding the past. And since they are skeletal, that could be even as deep as childhood. And we are being asked to, release and that Libra energy, and the opposition of that, the opposite of that would be a new start in leadership. But first, there's something here to release. More earth energy right underneath that Four of Pentacles and free spirit. She is nude, but her privates are blurred out, so no worries there for YouTube's, well, we'll just say it is what it is. Censorship, not a fan. Okay, what is the near future energy because of this Ten of Swords? So this is like a blessing in disguise, it feels like. If you were ruminating about this, it was blocking your happiness. Now you're happy because perhaps you put up some kind of boundaries, you're holding back, you're getting more in balance so that this 9 can transition to a 10. and turn into our Ace of Swords of Truth. Near future energies, more pentacles, more earth energy. So Seven of Pentacles speaks of looking at all that has happened and evaluating if the juice is worth the squeeze. She's out there in her field and her crop, and she is holding one pentacle, keeping in mind that if we go after something too early, or we pick those crops too early, they are not ripe yet. Okay, so we are not going to get the money for them had we waited to let them ripen to take them to market. Now, in the top of her head is opening to again, there's that theme of music. Where did I say something about all the hills were alive at the sound of music because all those like big obstacles in the middle? Okay, well, there it is. The sound of music. There is a dancer inside that music box. There is a song called Music Box Dancer, I think it might be. I'll put it inside of the description when I look back at that. That may be relevant for you here in this upcoming energy regarding a Ten of Swords. And it's like spinning around for all to see and just, being pretty, or just putting on an airs, doing the same thing round and around all the time. And I believe I wrote something else down. How we've neglected our own needs. What are we releasing? Standing to face the wave is coming. It's imperative to not neglect self-care at this time. Yeah, okay. So at the top, the song Funny Girl has been stuck in my head for a few days by Ray Lynn. And I wrote down, be yourself and everything turns out okay. Okay, so this music box dancer is just putting on a show, right? And that's could be what you're evaluating. Have I been myself? Am I able to be myself completely in this job or in this romance? Or am I having to kind of dull my shine or dull myself down? Maybe this is what you're moving forward because you're like, on the sun, damn it. Cannot dim the sun. Not dim the sun. Yeah, it's like music box dancer. It's pretty deep. I'll have to look that up. What was blocking you before from your sun? Heartbreak. Okay, Three of Swords. Ouch. However, when it is in the blocked position, or spot number 7 for me, I read that card in reverse. Okay, meaning you are getting over a heartbreak, which would make sense, book ending the sun and that moving forward card. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so moving forward, that's good. From could be fairly recent heartbreak or past heartbreak that you just hadn't let go of, right? Now is your opportunity to go from the 9 to the 10 so you can reset that Ace of Truth. Some kind of truth is going to be very liberating. What does Spirit want us to know about this? Oh, nice. Two of Cups. So more earth energy here. This male figure, there's no masculine, it's only masculine and feminine energy because souls are energy. They are not female or male. Okay. But in this instance here, this masculine has the same amount in his cup of love as does the woman coming to him. Now, very ram-like energy here. There's some kind of ram horns on the top of her head, being able to release this heartache. Now you can walk towards this person. Okay, Spirit wants you to know that Two of Cups is out there. Free spirit. It is out there. And that is under the third quarter moon of, are we going to be sticking with the old plans, or are we making way for new? Okay, we may not want to let go of something. Maybe we've been holding on to this pain for quite a while, and it's an opportunity now to let it go. Because this is new love. That's 2 Ace of Cups there. This is evenly yoked love. You know, she doesn't have to be there. He's grounded and is immobile. She is choosing to do this. So for me, this card is the epitome of being autonomous within commitments of every kind. That's it. That's what the reading is, guys. Spirit wants us to know that. There are 2 crows in his nest here that's of his head. So he is a caretaker. He could be a messenger of some kind. The 2, 3, and 4 cups is cardinal energy. So that would be Cancerian energy here. Cancerian and Capricorn, that is on an axis itself. 2, 3, 4 of swords would be cardinal air, which would be Libra. Okay, Libra is opposing this Leo energy here. So it might be, you know, your own self. The 9 of swords would be our mutable air. So that again would be Gemini energy. Wow. Okay, let's look at the outcome of this 10 of swords that we're letting go of. 2 of Pentacles. On top of her head is a crane, which goes back to Egyptian times of they would bury them with their dead. And so that is a message of reincarnation. Okay, 2 of Cups for me is past life soulmate energy. But because it's 2 of Cups, and they're both Aces of Cups, this potential. Aces are always potential energy. This is a choice here to move towards this person. And again, we have another 2 choosing between 2 different lives. Okay, see how she's teetering back and forth. Pentacles are all about tangible things, assets, money, time, energy, resources. Okay. And underneath the crane is the skeleton of a cat. Again, you know, Isis energy, Egyptian energy, cats all around. They would bury themselves with cats as well. Okay, let's see where else this goes here. So I'm just going to be pulling extra energy on the outcome. 2 of Pentacles, 5 of Swords, 6 of Cups. Let me see. 5 of Pentacles, the Fool energy, and 7 of Wands. Okay, so the outcome is teetering back and forth between, you know, perhaps we feel like in one part of that decision, there will be financial loss. This is the energy of someone seeing the church in front of them. Her dress is kind of all torn up. She's sending a prayer. There's all these blue ribbons from the heavens coming in to try to help and guide her. So in the traditional 5 of Pentacles card is, you know, you see Tiny Tim on crutches and, you know, a friend with him, and it's pretty dismal. And they're there right in front of the church that can help them, except they can't find the door. If frogs or baby chicks are one of your symbols or one of your animals that reminds you of something, that could be a clue here. And then we have a leap of faith. You know, maybe we're you know, pissed off. So look at her face. She's been caught by these 2 fishing boats, and she's on land and not happy about it. Octopus is very clever. They can fit themselves into very tight spaces. The 5 of Swords is about mental manipulation, whether that is of ourselves or someone else is doing the manipulation. We could be trying to talk ourselves out of taking this new leap of faith. In this particular deck here, this is Liz Houston's deck. She is standing on the top hat of a man and looking at all the other suitors as options that are available to her. And it is on like a checkerboard style floor or a chessboard. So this is going to require navigating with some strategy. Okay. And that cannot be any kind of a strategy that's manipulative. Okay. It cannot be. But there is this leap of faith, and that could be at the time of the full moon, the next full moon, which would be at the end of April. So you could be making this choice here between two things by the full moon at the end of April. Now we have the Seven of Wands pairing up here with the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is reminiscing about the old times, okay? And they are on the skeleton of a swan. There's some twin energy here. Could be someone from childhood coming back from the past into the present to affect the future. And for some reason, you're standing your ground here, looking right at those two masks. And one of those masks is white, like we saw here on this Four of Pentacles. So if you feel like you have information on somebody that was wearing a mask, they could be a past person. So swans, apparently, or if this is a fable, sing their swan song. It's the only time they sing it, and it's right before they die. So again, past life connection here. Soulmate energy. Okay, let's look and see what's going on at the bottom of the deck here. Two fives, fives of change. Yeah, a change towards a leap of faith. She does have a bell in her hand that makes me think of it's time. Okay, last card out and first card out, and then in the opportunity card are all in white dresses. These are two twins also in white dresses. Okay, bottom of the deck, the Lovers, the choice, okay? Six of Pentacles. So in the Lovers card, I'm going to be wrapping this up pretty fast here. This is in the environmental energy. Another crow is on his head, just like we saw here in the Two of Cups. This is the environmental energy right now. So this is what's surrounding you, okay? This choice is coming in front of you. And notice how we're unsure here of who she's going to end up giving that pentacle to. Okay, and we did have a lot of threes come out from the astronomy of today. We have the creatrix, creating something new. There's the upside down triangle. In my scrying, I saw an upside down triangle, which is a symbol of water. And look what she's holding there, right at the top of her hands, that triangle. And again, there's three figures here. This is definitely a choice. It's going to take strength to be able to make this choice. So we move from, we have a 6, a 1, and an 8, three major arcana, four major arcana, oh my God, of the Star card. This is what you had hoped would come to be, will come back to life. There is a ship on the top of her head, which is, ships for me are indicative of past life soulmates as well, and of the lovers. You may see a ship at the time this decision is presented to you. You're going to have to choose between the two. There isn't going to be able to be any teetering. And the only thing that could possibly be holding you back is either someone emotionally manipulating you, or you could be afraid of some kind of money loss here involved. Look at that, Ace of Cups. And I said someone's coming to give you an ace because you have an Ace of Cup of love to give as well. One of you is could be a fire energy. The other person could be an earth energy. Doesn't have to be. But when I see that crow here on the lover's head here, that is the King of Cups in the Lover's card. He is exposing all of the cards underneath his vest and sharing them with the Divine Feminine. This is cycles of the moon here underneath her dress, water energy there. So King and Queen of Cups would be Scorpio and Cancer energy. We've got some Gemini energy here, the Creatrix, or if you're a life path 1. We do have the Strength card, more Leo energy here with this sun. And then the star would be Aquarian energy, the number 17. And I wanted to look at 808. Okay, because 17, 1 plus 7 is 8. 2, 4, 6. And on the bottom of that is the Hermit. Man, all these major arcana. The Hermit is in self-evaluation mode about regret from someone in their moon. So this could be someone that you do not speak of or that you're holding in the moon feelings for. Underneath that is Judgment is coming. So, I mean, I don't know how many more cards we can get that say there's a choice coming. And the scales of balance here. What are you weighing against? Information you know about a person who is wearing a mask. On the other side is kind of a dried out tree of life. But the roots there are still intact. And maybe that's what's holding you back from this new Two of Cups. Yeah. Free Spirit. Spirit wants you to know this equivalent love is here for you as long as we're willing to release. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and read the Move Forward card for us. Number 23, it's a 5 of change in this outcome here. Interesting. So you can't start the next chapter if your life of your life if you keep rereading the last chapter. Anonymous. Affirmation: I am grateful for my past experiences, good and hard. I embrace the lessons learned and now move consciously forward with courage, strength. You have the energy to do this. Maybe you didn't think you could do it, and you can. Just requiring some patience with yourself here. There is no room for blame. You don't have to be anyone's dancer for them to wind up whenever they feel like it. This is a message of this is an opportunity in a job and getting more time for yourself, an opportunity in healing, a message of healing coming your way. And we are taking this new leap of faith at the same time. This could be a leap of faith with someone from the past who could have been deceitful in the past. But you're standing your guard. You are taking the high road. And then she has a giant crow head there, also in a white dress. Okay. You're being encouraged to let go and release the skeletons of your past. Constantly shifting back and forth between better or harder times only takes away from today. Constantly resurrecting situations and circumstances that are long gone only serves to take away from this moment. You exhaust valuable energy holding on to frustrations that keep you tied to the memories of your past skeletons. Okay, being in this state of mind is no different to keeping you locked in one chapter of a book. This book never ends due to your inability to move forward. We were stuck in this Nine of Swords quite a while, and the ability is to fully step into that realization so that we can turn that new knowledge into what Spirit wants us to know, which is there's someone better yoked for you. They're more evenly yoked. They are a better match. Okay. Although your physical body carries you through to experience each day, your mind is lingering and holding on to the past, rewinding the same song over and over. Okay. Is that juice worth the squeeze? I do have a meeting to get to, so I may extend this reading afterwards if we don't go till too long. And I want to finish reading that information for you there if you're interested. And I also want to pull some cards on some questions here that I have about the spread. Okay, so ta-ta for now. I will be offering a free extended if you're interested, if this sounds like you're reading and you're ready to move forward. Thanks, everybody.